you are not going to like this one. If you're on board with girls ditching the pill, I'm going to need you to reassess your thoughts on TRT. Now, I'm not saying TRT needs to be eliminated, but it is misused, and that misuse is what I want to focus on. Just like the pill, TRT shuts down your body's natural production of hormones. And simply put, that shit is not normal. And because your body becomes so dependent on this synthetic hormone, a man that starts taking TRT will typically be on it indefinitely, because once stopping it, their natural testosterone production has not recovered and all of their symptoms come back. It's not a fix, it's a trap. And since the direct-to-consumer marketing is so aggressive, virtually every man is inquiring about this. And men, I'm not blaming you for inquiring. You're constantly fed the narrative that T levels are decreasing, and yes, they are, and we should be concerned about that. But just because they're declining overall across genders does not mean that yours is low. In a 2017 study conducted on the US military, 4.5 out of every 1,000 servicemen were prescribed TRT. Of those prescribed TRT, only 44.5% met the guidelines for receiving it. So why the obsession with TRT amongst young men? Well, I asked you guys and my predictions were confirmed. Gym culture, women's standards, and social media were the popular answers. I want this video to serve as a starting point for an important conversation that we need to have regarding our society's obsession with synthetic hormones. I've gathered tons of studies that I'm going to share with you guys in a long-form video in the upcoming weeks. This is not an attack on men. It's an attack on the lies that you're being fed.
What's up, my guys? There's a reason she isn't texting you back right away, and it's not necessarily what you think. Look, I know you're gonna think it's because she's not interested, or she's texting some other guy, or she wants to be chased, but take it from me, most of the time, that's not true. Girls aren't some weird interdimensional creatures that don't get nervous or anxious. They're different from you, but they're still humans. Whenever I've really liked a guy, I've never texted him back right away because I felt like I needed the perfect response. I did the same mental gymnastics that you do. I don't want to come on too strong. I don't want to sound desperate. I need to play it cool. I don't want to scare him away. I know it's easy in the modern dating era to just jump to conclusions and assume the worst, but I'm telling you right now, you're playing the same game you are when you're first getting to know each other. So stop assuming that you're the one chasing and start realizing that she could be very well just as nervous and excited as you. Stay positive and stop assuming the worst. If you're a single guy in the dating market, stop scrolling. There's a secret group amongst women and they're talking about you. It's a Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy? Basically every major city has one. Girls will post a photo of you and say something along the lines of, does anyone have tea on insert name here? And the comment section is essentially a smear campaign. I found this out through a male friend whose name was dragged in one of these groups. He even has receipts to disprove the things that were being said about him. A couple of reviews were from women he hasn't even met, and he has a voice in none of it. And the best part is women will be kicked out of the group if they defend the man. So even though the intent is to protect girls from getting into potential toxic relationships, the fact that women can just completely lie to ruin the reputation of a man that they just don't like is the most toxically feminine thing out there today. Just imagine if men had a group like this. Guys, have you seen these girls swooning over the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce romance? I'm not even a big Taylor Swift fan, but this shit has taken over my timeline. So I'm going to tell you how you can have the Travis Kelce effect. Girls are going to extreme lengths to explain why they think Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are endgame. From adding 87 to 13, or my favorite, the dusty ex-boyfriend theory, girls are doing everything to distract from the truth. And that truth is, masculinity always wins. Sure, they can claim it's toxic all they want, but when they see it in action, they can't help but melt. If you take a really close look at these videos, the things that these girls are obsessed with are the masculine traits that he exudes and the confidence in which he carries himself. It's the way he publicly and boldly made a move and kind of failed, but with flair and no shame, and the way he clearly sets the framework for the gender dynamics of the relationship. And forget Travis, look at the way she's behaving in this video compared to the one with her and her ex-boyfriend. Travis's actions have her comfortable expressing her femininity because he accounts for the entire masculine presence in the relationship. So don't let these women brainwashed by feminist talking points dictate to you how you should behave. Start trusting and acting on your masculine instincts because your masculinity is not toxic. What's up, my guys? It's that time of the year again, ghosting season. It's time to ditch the pity party and face reality like a man. If a girl ghosts you, it's her loss, not yours. Here are 5 harsh truths you need to hear. Number 1, no chasing and no begging. Don't be that guy who keeps texting and calling, longing for her attention. If she's not interested, move on. Your time and dignity are way more important. Number 2, rejection is redirection. Look at rejection as redirection towards something better. There are billions of women out there. One person's rejection shouldn't shatter your confidence. 3, cut the nice guy act. I've said this a million times, but being nice will not win her over. Be bold, assertive, and unapologetically yourself. 4, don't seek closure. Closure is for simps. You don't need her to explain herself. Accept it and move forward. And lastly, Understand your worth. Do you respect and appreciate yourself? If the answer is no, there might be some reasons that you're getting ghosted and you might need to work on those. But if the answer is yes, ghosting shouldn't even bother you. My boyfriend said he wants to start his own company. That's exciting. Not really. Why not? I mean, I want to start a family soon and I need a stable guy to support me. Well, okay, but you love him, right? I mean, yeah, but do I really need to settle for this? There are so many guys that would date me that have more money. Maybe I'll just tell him that we can't afford for him to switch careers right now. Okay, but what about just sticking by him? What about showing him how much faith you have in him and being loyal through the tough times? If you truly love him, why not show him? Ladies, if you want your man to be happy, make your loyalty to him as clear as possible. He wants to switch careers? Make it known that you would sleep on a bench with him if it came to that. That guy you text all the time that's a close friend of yours, stop talking to him. Those constant nights of going to bars with your friends, just stay in. I cannot stress enough how important loyalty is for men. Let's be honest, with the amount of options we have, making it crystal clear that he's the only one for you will seal the deal like nothing else. Whether you're a man or a woman, you need to watch this video. There is a secret group that's forming an unbreakable negative image and permanent distrust of men in the eyes of any woman that takes part in it. That group is Are We Dating the Same Guy? It literally creates a group of women who date in fear rather than hope and excitement. It makes women overlook and pass on good men because of something a third party stated about them with no chance of rebuttal. This group enables and encourages the most toxically feminine habits while depriving women of their willingness and desire to open up and love a man. It makes women closed off and bitter, and then they wonder why these men find them unappealing. They come to the group to blame it on the guy. The story is then validated by other supportive women, and the cycle continues. This group doesn't just hurt men. It destroys women and turns them into the absolute worst versions of themselves. 3 million women to be exact. And if all of that wasn't enough, there is much more happening behind the scenes of these groups, and I will be explaining it all very soon. Stay tuned.